Si quieres saber qué soy.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Prada Conchita in the kitchen. Hi Conchita.
Hi.
I'm so excited. Oh my
I'm
god.
excited too.
Now we are making today a very, very, very special recipe to me.
Close to your heart.
It's very close to my heart.
Yes.
This is my mother's very special, very unique, and very trick.
It's very trick, isn't it?
Very trick.
And are you going to show us your trick?
I am going to show you the trick
Yes,
today.
I'm
and
excited.
This is my mother's scone recipe. Now, I have to just be honest though.
Be honest, tell us.
I have to tell you, this is my mother's scone recipe. However, she sent me the recipe today, and on the bottom of it said Carmel's scone recipe, which is my auntie's recipe. So I have now, the cat is out of the bag, and now I know it is not my mother's recipe, it's my auntie's. But anyway, she's perfected it, and I'm going to do it. Now, I'm calling this my rock scones because I have had a few disasters when I've made these. However, I have perfected them. And what are you making today, Conchita?
I am going to make a golden Gaytime Martini.
Oh my goodness, I love martinis.
Yes, and it's a golden Gaytime because if you're going to have a scone, you need to have a Gaytime.
Oh, I think it's always fun to have a gay time
Yes.
having a scone. No, it's lovely, it's good. Okay, Conchita, let's get into it.
Let's get started.
Now, I have put 3 cups of self-raising flour into my bowl, already measured out.
Very good.
Now, we also have a 300 mils of thickened cream.
Ooh.
Okay, we only need 250 mils, but what I did, instead of measuring it, I'm just going to throw the whole lot in.
Yes.
And I've added a little bit of extra flour.
Because why would you leave a little bit?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're at home and you're
Always
measuring
put
it,
the whole thing in.
you know, you can always put the whole thing in or not.
That's
or
what I say.
Do whatever you like. And this is just some lovely thickened cream. Okay, done
that.
and done.
Love that.
Then my mother's special trick, or my auntie's, I don't know. And
This is a trick.
This is
a
the trick.
secret.
This is the trick. My mother's special trick is lemonade.
Ooh.
Yes, it adds a bit of lemonade flavour, a bit of a fizz, and a bit of sugar. So we're going to put that in. Now you need 250 mils of that. Also 300 mils in the bottle. So I'm just going to put it in. Okay, here we go.
Are the bubbles going to help it rise?
The bubbles are definitely going to help it rise.
Wow.
And the self-raising flour. Now, you can't, I don't know if you can see that, but it's all starting to fizz, which is lovely.
Ooh.
Okay.
That means the lemonade was fresh.
Lovely and fresh. And then we put a pinch of Olsen's salt, our favourite salt.
Where else would you get salt
Where
from?
else would you get it? Now I'm just going to put a really nice little pinch in there of lovely, gorgeous, beautiful Olsen salt flakes there. Now I like it.
You like a little extra bit.
I like a little bit, put a little bit extra.
Yeah, put it all in and put the extra bit in as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now the trick to making these scones.
What is it?
Is don't overwork your batter, okay? Because I know people like to beat their batter, but I think it's also very important, as the recipe does state. Now, my mother said to me, do not overwork it, and she said, use a knife or a long spatula, and she said, just fold it all in, okay? And she said, it may look a little bit crumbly, that's good. And now see this gorgeous consistency we're getting now, Conchita. Isn't that great?
That's amazing.
It is amazing. That is as much as we need to mix.
It looks like cottage cheese.
It does. It looks a little cottage cheesy. It looks
Yes.
like you might want to go to the doctors and get that checked. Now I'm just going to put a light dusting of self-raising flour on the bench, and I'm going to just put a little bit of extra flour inside my ring there.
Nice.
A bit of
Yes.
flour in the ring.
Flour your ring.
Okay, now we're going to tip this out onto the bench. Okay, here we go, straight out. Now, as you can see, it is a very loose consistency.
Crumbly, it's like a crumble.
It's crumble.
I like that.
Straight out onto the bench.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. What we do is we just pull it all together really lightly. I'm just going to add a little bit more flour on my hands here. And we just pull it all together really lightly into a shape.
A little bit more.
Thank you, Conchita, for that
No,
little bit
you're
extra.
welcome.
Now, it does get very messy.
It's very messy, this recipe, isn't it?
It is quite messy. So, basically, the way my mother taught me is create the shape that you the height that you sort of want. So that's kind of the height that we want. Thank you, Conchita. You've done well. You've nailed that. Create the height that you want. So that's about the height that we want. We don't want too much. We don't want to push it down too much, and we want to kind of keep that sort of
because you want them to
height
be
and
fluffy.
consistency.
Now you've put butter and flour onto your baking dish.
That's
so then
right.
they don't stick.
That's what I've done. Now it's very messy. Now don't forget, it is going to be a little bit of a messy consistency. Don't worry, because when it bakes, it all comes together really
I
nicely.
love that. See, I would have made it all smooth. I wouldn't have known.
No, yeah, this is Mum's little trick. Okay, so now we're just going to add whatever's left. We've got a little extra, one little extra one there. And you just give a little brush with some milk.
With a little paintbrush.
Just a bit of milk, just to help them go golden in colour easily. Now as I mentioned last week, I'm a sucker for trying the raw mixture. I'm all about it. So I'm gonna do that now.
Oh, you love eating it raw.
Yum. Now we whack that in the oven at 180 degrees and we put it in there for 15 minutes. Now, what are you going to make for us?
We are making a golden Gaytime Martini.
My favourite, my favourite.
We are known to have a few Gaytimes and Martinis. Yes.
And Martinis.
Yeah. All right, so before we get started making the cocktail, do you want to rim my glass?
Conchita, rim your glass? What do you mean?
In isolation, why not? So you're going to Nutella my rim.
Okay, just a rim.
Just
okay,
a rim,
yeah,
and then you're going to dip it in peanut. So what's going into the cocktail is butterscotch snaps.
My favourite.
Butterscotch snaps. And that is 30 mils of butterscotch snaps. Can't try say that after a few martinis.
Butterscotch snaps, butterscotch.
And we're just going to add the little extra bit that Prada does all the time.
Well, you know, why not?
And then we are adding 15 mils of Kahlua.
Am I doing this all right?
You're doing it really good.
I'm trying to be really professional. I mean, I can't even butter toast in the morning, so I don't know what I'm doing here.
I've heard you're good at the rim.
Well, I am.
And then a little bit, so 15 mils of Kahlua. And then we're adding 15 mils of Baileys. I love this combination. It's so
could just
yummy.
have Baileys just like full stop.
And this is that creamy element that we're adding in there. Irish cream, they call it. And then we're going to add, always add that little bit. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put the shaker in. How's our glass going?
We've got one down. Oh, sorry, Conchita, I'll finish that one for you.
Yes, put the nuts. And then shake it up.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
Ah.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. But before we pour it into the glass, I'm going to do a little bit of chocolate syrup as well. I'm just going to do this.
Is that the Hershey's Highway chocolate?
Yes.
I love a Hershey. Oh, that looks delicious.
I'm being very generous.
You're so generous.
And then that's just got. Look at that. Look at that.
My favourite.
It's all about the presentation. So we're going to place that there. We're going to place our little sieve on there and pour away.
Now, Conchita, is the sieve there to stop the ice from falling out?
It's to stop the ice from falling out.
So smart, so clever.
Look at
the
that.
perfect martini.
Perfect
oh my
pour.
goodness!
And then
yes,
you've got
for
a
you.
golden Gaytime Martini.
How exciting!
You should give it a try, Prada.
Well,
oh, first
now, we have to just ask, how do you drink the martini?
Well, yes, there is a way. You have to lick the rim and then swallow the drink.
Wait, so lick, then swallow. Is this what you're saying here, Conchita? The suggestion is lick, then swallow.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Here we go.
All right, yes, I can't wait to try it.
I've never done this before.
Oh, wow. Look, she look like a pro to me. And there we have it, Conchita.
Wow.
My mother's very famous.
They smell amazing.
Oh, don't you love the smell of a fresh scone?
Yes.
I do too.
Look at that.
Now, they are very rustic, and I do have a big cookie cutter. I don't actually have a cookie cutter, so the thing I'm using isn't quite right for scones. However,
it's fantastic. You can use whatever.
And that way I don't feel guilty about having one scone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm going to prepare this now.
And you can just tear it away.
And you literally just tear that apart, and you've got a delicious rock cake scone. Rock cake scone. Now I'm going to cut that open.
Ooh,
gorgeous, falling apart deliciously.
Look at that steam coming out.
Oh, absolutely perfect.
Ooh, they look nice and fluffy.
Gorgeous. Now, I'm not your traditional scone eater. I'm not a huge fan of
Is
jam.
there anything that we do is traditional?
Nothing.
No.
But what I do like to do is I like to put some butter.
You have to have butter.
I like butter on my scone. So I'm going to, and I like to be generous with my butter too. I like to just, whack it all on. Whack it all on. Go nuts with your butter, Conchita. All butter, butter,
Ooh,
butter,
yes.
butter. And the good thing is,
I love that.
The scones do keep for quite a while.
They wouldn't last very long though.
Not in my house.
TBH.
But if you do decide to have them the next day, what you can do is you can actually just heat them up in the microwave for 20 seconds. Now, we actually did keep these in the oven for 20 minutes instead of 15, depending on your oven, obviously. Now, what I like to do is I put butter, and then I'm so lucky to have this. What's left of it, I'm running out. But this is the amazing Chris Bath news presenter extraordinaire.
Yes.
This is her very special homegrown honey
That's
from her
amazing.
bees. So I like to put a little bit of honey. As I said, I'm a little bit not so traditional.
Yes.
So I just like to drizzle a little bit of honey on my scones like so. Delicious. Not too much. Don't want to overdo it. I'm running low.
Wow. She'll have to get a new delivery.
Well, she did say to me the other day, let me know when you've run out. So I'm very much ready for my new delivery, Chris. Thank you so much. All right. And then everybody's favourite, a little bit of whipped cream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Top it off.
I know you're partial to a bit of cream.
I love
it.
Oh.
Oh, just
Wow.
perfection.
Wow.
And then Conchita, I know you like a bit of cream. Yeah, you do. Stop it. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My mother's world-famous scones and Conchita's absolutely delicious golden Gaytime Martini.
Yum. Remember to hashtag Prada and Conchita in the kitchen to show us all of your creations of our wonderful recipes.
We can't wait to see you next week.
Swing. Si quieres saber que soy.